Friday, May 8th. I am standing in the gym here at Thrasher Memorial United Methodist Church. It is also known as the Jones Fellowship Hall. It is one of the most beautiful gyms I think I have seen. It is definitely one of the things that we are glad to use and see for many people to recognize and utilize. Our preschoolers are ones that use this during the week a good bit for sure, and we are grateful for that. So you can see some of our preschool materials that are out and about behind me. Also, we are utilizing this for many, many different reasons and purposes. So the church utilizes this for lunches that we'll have potlucks throughout the year. There are different kind of activities that take place here, whether it's sporting events or other kind of things like that, and many different parties or other events that we host, and we are grateful to be able to do that. So I refer to it quite often as the gym, but it's also referred to as the George Wesley Jones Fellowship Hall. And so there's a plaque here that I want to make sure to share with you. It's hanging here as a reminder and named after George Wesley Jones, so referred to as the Jones Wesley Fellowship Hall. And so I'll make sure to share with you a little bit about that. This plaque says George Wesley Jones Fellowship Hall, dedicated on April 27, 2003, to the glory of God and loving memory of George Wesley Jones, with esteem and appreciation for his life of love and service through Thrasher Memorial United Methodist Church. And then it gives a scripture passage from Proverbs 17:22. A cheerful heart is a good medicine. And so I have heard many stories about George Wesley Jones and the ways he has impacted this congregation and the people that were involved here and knew him and loved him. Certainly blessed that we were able to call this the Jones Wesley Fellowship Hall, or excuse me, the Jones Fellowship Hall. So named after George Wesley Jones. So again, this was created in the late 1980s, and this space again has been well utilized through those years. I was reminded as we've been going from place to place this week in the chapel we started, and into the coffee house, and we went into the sanctuary, into the breezeway. Now we're here in the gym. As we've started out some of these places this week, I've reminded about all the ways that we have continued to invest in this facility in the 4 years since I have been here. It has been a blessing of love as we continue to make sure to pour into this congregation and pour into this facility. We are grateful for the work that's been done in the chapel. Thousands of dollars have been used to help fix up one of the roofs that was a floating roof, which is not a modern thing. One of the things that needed to get fixed. We had termite damage as well. Thousands of dollars needed to be replaced. Getting that done with some of the window frames, also one of the door frames that had to be replaced. We looked in the sanctuary. We had the windows that were replaced. Thousands of dollars that were done for that. Where it was the new doors in the front of the sanctuary were completed as well. So we are continuing to pour out all kinds of things. And one of the things that we hadn't really talked about a whole lot, right behind the gym here, there is a drain pipe that was running through and is still running through. There were thousands and thousands of dollars that we had to spend to help make that happen. The town of Vinton helped with that, but that got repaired and paved over. And we're grateful again for that complication being completed. So money continues to be spent, money continues to be invested to make a difference in this congregation, and it is a huge blessing that we are glad to still pour into that reality. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to still serve Thrasher Memorial United Methodist Church. I'm excited for what God continues to have in store for the future. I want to remind you again about this coming Sunday. We have Mother's Day we'll be celebrating. The Easter season we are still celebrating for sure. And also just be mindful of the passage I was trying to remember. So John chapter 4, we'll be diving into that scripture passage and looking at this Samaritan woman at the well, the unnamed woman at the well, and excitement of what she did as she encountered Jesus and the incredible difference that made there. And one of the things that we'll be highlighting as we look at this REST acronym, wanting Thrasher to be a place of where people find rest. We'll recognize that this woman, this Samaritan woman, found rest in Jesus in incredible ways. She encountered him at the well. She surrendered to Jesus there at the well. And then she rejoicingly went back into her community and testified to God's goodness. So there was rejoicing and testifying kind of together as she went back into Sychar, the village in which she lived. And so that REST acronym is one of the things that we'll be focusing on once again this coming Sunday, and sharing about what God did and how God transformed her life, and asking and wondering how God will continue and is continuing to work in our lives. So I'm excited to be able to join with you coming up this Sunday for worship. Blessings to you and enjoy this weekend.